Welcome back to Ireland. Today we've docked in Cove. I'm at the train station right now, taking the train to Cork, and that is the Norwegian Dawn. And yes, I did have to ask someone how to say it. This is Cove. Sometimes Americans say that Irish people and Scottish people are very difficult to understand. Trust me, it's the same for English people, because next to me on the train there were two Irish blokes and I did not understand a word they were saying. They were definitely speaking English. I understood like 2 words in the whole conversation. Anyway, welcome to Cork. So yesterday we were in Dublin, and it was a 20-minute train ride from the port to the city, and it was a 30-minute train ride from the port to the city here in Cork, and the train cost €6.90. I am currently on a 10-day cruise, and it's been an amazing cruise so far. Today is day 4, and yesterday in Dublin we went to the Guinness factory, so check out yesterday's video. Today we're going to jail. We have been walking along the River Lee for around 2 miles, and the city centre of Cork is just over there. We're going to see it after we visit the Cork City Gaol. I think it's Gaol, G-A-O-L. The weather is beautiful today. It is 11:30 on a Thursday morning, and make sure you know what time you need to be back on the ship before you get off, because yesterday in Dublin the all aboard time was 6 p.m, but today is 4:30 p.m, and of course I need to take the train back, so I need to make sure I have enough time because the ship will not wait for you. Almost there. I just walked for 40 minutes. The weather is beautiful. I don't know if I can get in. I did not make a reservation, and yesterday I was delayed for 2 hours getting off the ship. Check out yesterday's video to find out what happened, but it's always a risk making a reservation and then you can't get off the ship, there's a problem, whatever, so hopefully I can get in. We have made it. Welcome to the Cork City Gaol. I saw it online, it looked really cool. Let's check it out. I was definitely wrong, because the Cork City Jail, even though the spelling is G-A-O-L, it's still pronounced jail. Yep. So there's 2 options. You can just get the guidebook or you can get the audio tour, but the girl at the desk, she said it's the same information and I'd rather read it than listen to it. So I just got the guidebook. It is €11 and it's €13 for the audio tour. So let me just show you quickly what they gave me. I'm not going to read everything because there's a lot of information here, but so you have a map. So this is where we started down there, and we're currently here. And on the other side, you find the number and then you read it. Let me tell you about Mary Sullivan. In 1865, following her 8th conviction, she received a 7-year sentence for the theft of cloth. That's it, the theft of cloth. And because it was a large sentence, she was transported to Australia, because it was cheaper to send her there than put her here for 7 years. Crazy. This is the West Wing. It was remodeled to make it more modern, but over here is the original jail cells. Doesn't look good. One of the coolest things I've ever done is I went to ALCATRAZ Island in San Francisco, and you can obviously see the jail there. It reminds me of this. It looks a little bit similar to this. Just can't even imagine what life was like. I think we can see a cell over here. Wow. Imagine the stories that these walls could tell. Unbelievable. I love seeing stuff like this. It's so small. Wow. Life must have been horrible. So the graffiti in this cell is from real prisoners. I thought all of these cells were for one person, but there was a writer who was in prison here, and he wrote that there was up to 4 people in each cell. That must have been cramped. One more thing, so these, they put lanterns inside so they could heat 2 cells at the same time. So a lantern would go in there and it would heat this one and this one. This is so cool. There's so much information in here. Of course, I'm not saying everything just because it's too much, but let's go upstairs. It does remind me of ALCATRAZ. That's Julie. She's 10 years old. Edward was a pickpocket.
In a sense, each judge is different, and each judgment is passed.
After this place stopped being a prison, it became a radio station. President Kennedy visited Cork in 1963 and he spoke through this exact microphone. Wow. Gonna walk around the grounds a little bit. So visiting ALCATRAZ in San Francisco is one of the coolest things I've ever done. I love the story about the escape and stuff. I love this so much. It's so fascinating, it's so interesting, and if you ever come to Cork, I highly recommend visiting the jail because it's fascinating. I love this kind of stuff, and probably the best 11 euros I could have spent today. Amazing place. But I was like walking around, like reading about all these people, and I bet if you told them 100 years ago that people would be visiting the jail for fun, they would not believe you. They would say, you're absolutely crazy. Who would want to come here if they didn't need to? But here I am, walking around the jail and interested in the history where people spent some of their worst days of their whole life. But I guess if you can't do the time, don't do the crime, right? But I wonder if those people are real, because they all have names like Julie and Edward, and are they just made up stories, or were they real people? I think they're real people. I think when people complain about life today, we have no idea how bad life was for these people, let alone even further back than when this prison was going, because 10-year-old children thrown in jail and whipped because of crimes. You know, what would happen to kids today? they wouldn't be thrown in jail, I know that much, but you can't even imagine what life was like. I bet it was horrible. So people complaining today, I think we have it pretty good. Here is the exercise yard. I assume the prisoners came out of that door and they had to walk in a circle in single file so they didn't talk to each other. You just can't imagine what life was like. You won't be able to hear it on the video, but I can hear screaming. And it sounds like kids screaming. I don't know if there's a school nearby or they're playing like fake sounds in. I don't know, but I can definitely hear screaming. I thought this was the governor's house, but it's actually the hospital. And they had a regular doctor visit the hospital at least once a day, and he was so overworked, underpaid, he asked for a raise and they said no. But here, I think this might be the yard because I can see the footprints. You can see where the prisoners used to walk around in a circle. I think that's the kitchen right there. I absolutely loved that. That was so much fun, so interesting. Definitely visit if you ever come to Cork. If I cast my mind back to when I was in the train station and I asked one of the people working there for directions to the Cork City Gaol, and he looked at me like I was a freak. Now I know why. Because it's Cork City Jail. Even though it's spelled G-A-O-L, it's still pronounced jail. It is currently 1 p.m, so we have plenty of time. I'm going to take a slow walk back to the train station. We're going to check out Cork City Centre as well. I just want to remind you again that if you visit Ireland, you are not in the UK. So many people come here and they just assume that it's still the UK, but it's not. They use euros here. They do not use pounds like we do in the UK. And the people that are here, they are not British. They will be very, very mad if you call Irish people British. They are not. But if you visit Belfast, which is in Northern Ireland, those people are British and they use pounds there. Belfast is in Northern Ireland. Dublin, Cork are in Republic of Ireland. Very, very different places. So this is a church. Can you see that sign? It says city parking, 121 euros per month just to park here. So the train takes 25 or 30 minutes from the port to the city, and they come every 30 minutes, so make sure you have time to get back. The ship will not wait for you. Welcome back to the Norwegian Dawn. It is 2:30. Let's go and get some lunch. I am always blown away by how beautiful these ships are. We're gonna go get lunch at Ocean's right up there. Got the best seat in the house. It's funny because yesterday I got a letter in my cabin that said, because tomorrow we're back in the UK, which is kind of strange, but I got a letter to say that I need to go to immigration before we get to the UK. So I just went down there. I said, but I'm British, I have a UK passport, like, do I need to go through immigration to get to the UK? They was like, no, it's a mistake, which kind of makes sense. I don't need to go through immigration to get to my own country. So like 99% of the passengers on the ship, they're Americans, so they need to go through immigration, but I don't. Chicken Caesar salad and carbonara. Apple pie. Oh, back in the cabin now. That was a lot of walking. It's currently 3:30, so I'm gonna relax, take a shower, change, and get ready for this evening. Day 4, we are ready to go. Wearing my new jacket today. Green chinos and black shoes. Let's go. So of course all aboard time was 4:30, and since then they've been making announcements calling people personally by name. That means either they're on the ship but their card didn't scan when they boarded the ship, or they didn't make it back on time. So hopefully they made it back, but they were calling like 10 people, then it went down to like 4 people, then the last call was 2 people. So hopefully they made it back, because every time you get on and off the ship they scan your ship card. Sometimes it doesn't work, so you're actually on board but they don't know it, or they didn't make it back. So hopefully. So if you didn't know, I am cruising solo. We just finished a solo meeting. Everybody's just gone to dinner, but I had a late lunch, so I'm gonna have a late dinner, so I'm not gonna go with them. But we just did a origami. Look at that, it's supposed to be a fox. But if you're worried about cruising alone, you don't have to be alone if you don't want to. That's a good thing about Norwegian, by the way. Norwegian Cruise Line is 100% the best cruise line for solo cruisers, because they have solo meetings every day, and they offer a lot more stuff for solo people rather than the other cruise lines. But the band is about to start playing in the atrium. But every day at 6:15 they do trivia, so let's go to trivia.
Royalty and what? It's an agreement. Anyone have 20? Well,
I did terrible at trivia. It's going to be a chilly night. We're on our way back to England. The show was so much fun. Spanish duo, they did illusions, they did magic. It was so good. There is music every single second of the day. I think you can walk around and always listen to music. Right now there's a game show about to start. Majority rules.
DJ, if you said Baby Shark.
Welcome to the Aqua Dining Room. I had 2 starters tonight. I had Chinese dumplings and bruschetta. The main course was chicken cordon bleu, and the dessert was chocolate cake with vanilla ice cream. Delicious. I could just explode. Food is so good. You can eat whatever you want. If you want to go and have 5 dinners, you can do that. That's what makes cruising so amazing. The food is so good. I don't know her name, but that lady singing in the atrium is unbelievable. The group is called Legata Duo, but I don't know her name. She's amazing. That was the end of day 4. What a day. What a cruise. It's been so amazing so far. Hope that you're enjoying these videos. Let me know if you are. So tomorrow is day 5 and we go to Portland, UK. you've never heard of it, tune in tomorrow and I'll tell you why we're going back to the UK and we're going to Portland. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Today's been amazing. Every day's been amazing. I'm so grateful. I don't take anything for granted, and the only reason I can do these cruises is because you watch my videos, so thank you. If you want to become a channel member, then click the join button below this video. A quick summary of today. Cork, I like Cork. I think I probably like Cork more than I like Dublin, but yeah, the excursion that I did was so much fun. Like seeing the jail, it was so interesting, so fascinating. I learned a lot of stuff, and yeah, it was a great day. Dinner was great. So much music. There's music still going on, but I'm gonna go to bed, and there's always stuff going on. If you've never done a cruise before, go for it. Just try it. You never know, you might love it. You'll probably love it. Subscribe if you want to see more, because we are not even halfway through this cruise yet, so there's so much more fun to be had. That was my watch, but today was great. Hope that you enjoyed it. Write me a comment to tell me what you think, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.